So I guess at 2-4, just what are your thoughts after those 6 games?
Yeah, obviously not what we want to be after 6. But I think we've identified problems we need to correct, and everything's achievable. And looking ahead, we still have 5 division games to play. AFC North championship's still attainable and realistic, so that's what we're shooting for. And if you do that, you get in the playoffs. That's where we want to be.
Joe, what have you seen from Mac Wilson these last 4 games, and where has he gotten better?
Yeah, I mean, Mac, as every rookie is, coming in, your head swimming in the NFL the first time. But as you get more experience, you start to settle down a little bit more. You start to trust yourself, make some plays, and I think you definitely see that with Mac.
Would it be even more satisfying after this slow start to end up achieving what you wanted?
I mean, yeah, obviously overcoming adversity always makes everything a little more sweet in the end. So if we're able to do that, I mean, last year there's a bunch of playoff teams that started 3-3, 1-5, the Colts. So there's definitely been happened before, and I mean, make it to the end after overcoming something and make it better.
Do you think in terms of, we got 4 now, we can only afford 3 more? Or
No,
look at it that way?
not really. Just worry about the next game in front of you. You just got to win the next one, and then you can't worry about too much stuff in advance. If you overlook a team that you should beat, or if you overlook a game that you think you got, it's the NFL. People make you pay. So you just got to take one at a time and keep stacking blocks.
I know you probably don't pay attention to what's going on. The fans are all panic-stricken. I mean, how do you just dial that out? I mean,
Yeah, well, for me, you can't pay attention to it, because if you do and you start putting that into your psyche and if you let that outside noise creep in, you're going to affect how you play on the field. So we got to worry about what we're doing. I just worry about my job and in the building, take my coaching points, try to get better at that, and can't worry about somebody outside the building saying I got to do something better or do this or do that, because they don't know what's going on. So.
Joe, have you taken note of the number of big-name players being traded this year? What do you make of it?
I mean, yeah, obviously it's a shifting landscape. I feel like that's all sports in the past 5 years or so. There's been every league, basketball, soccer, baseball, there's been blockbuster moves here and there that surprise everybody. It's just the way it is. It's the business aspect of it. And, I mean, I don't know. No comment on past that. Doesn't affect me very much.
it does feel like
Unless
though,
I got traded.
It does feel like though the NBA model is sort of creeping into the NFL. Like
Yeah, I feel like soccer model where the soccer teams, you never know. A player's going to be 1 year here, 1 year there, 1 year there, 1 year there, and there's not a lot of people who stick out in one club for a long time. So I feel like I feel NFL is a lot more of that still, but it feels like it's creeping where people are like the Antonio Brown saga, where you're just demanding trades, getting traded, going. Like that's definitely more prevalent these days.
Joe, we were talking to Al Holcomb yesterday. He talked about how you're really having your best season and that you're buying into what he and the coaches are telling you. So specifically, what do you think you improved on most as an individual?
Yeah, I just think it's a new scheme. I'm doing the same job, but we have different responsibilities within the scheme. Just taking the coaching points, trying to create more plays, know what the offense is doing, and try to especially work on the same page with Max so we can combine and make a lot of plays. And I think it always takes a step up. The more experience you get, the more stuff you see, the faster you'll be able to play. And I just think it's repeated steps of getting just a little bit faster.
Do you think this is your best season also?
Yeah, so far I feel like I played very well. Doing all the things I should. Obviously, you can always make some more plays. You can always get better. So there's a lot of things to learn from.
Joe, penalties are up in general. You guys had some tough calls go against you last week.
Yep.
Officiating is always under scrutiny, whatever. As a player, though, what steps do you think could be taken to maybe make things better? Everybody talks about the problem.
Yeah.
What could be done?
Well, I don't know exactly what the referees union or their talks with the NFL or however. I don't know any of the stuff about that, but it's just. I mean, you just gotta have players. We get fined if we make a mistake. Like if we get a face mask penalty, like even if you're not trying to do it, you get fined. There's just gotta be an accountability. I'm not saying they gotta get fined, but an accountability step or scale that everybody knows. So you can't just say, "Oh, we disciplined them," and nobody knows what it is. I feel like.
Public then,
Yeah, just an accountability. Just like they messed up. Like this is what happens, and then they'll put a little accountability, ownership on like us players. We mess up, we get called out. It's the same way. So just like accountability, something you can track and people can see, so people aren't just like, well, they messed up a call. We never saw any punishment at all, even if they did get punished. So I don't know if they do or not. So people just assume everything gets away with it. So I mean, make it a little more public and accountable.
Does it feel as a player like there's more game-changing bad calls?
I don't know. I was a Packers fan early, and we had the replacement refs and that Fail Mary situation back in the day. So I feel like it's always going to happen, but every year it just seems like there's more calls. I mean, last year, the playoff game, the Saints and Rams, it's the most recent stuff that you always remember, unless it hurts real deep from back in the day.
Packers got paid back Thursday.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too, yeah.
Track back on Jarvis, too.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, it's hard to comment because I don't know exactly what they're getting told or what the NFL's saying because I'm not in those meetings. So
When you mentioned it's a new scheme, I mean, the only first thing that comes to my mind is you're playing a lot of 4-2-5. Does that alignment in itself give you different freedoms?
no, not really. I mean, the only difference is there's a nickel playing because if we were in base, our Sam linebacker would be out of the box, or our Will linebacker would be out of the box, playing where the nickel's playing. So, like our alignments are, like overall, the rule of the whole thing's the same. It's just a different body. So it's just they want to get those guys out to cover.
So that has nothing to do with your having
Yeah.
the best season, is what you're saying?
I don't think so, no, because my job would be the same. They bring in big people, we bring in a linebacker, and we play the same defense. It's just we align the formations differently,
What do you think the biggest reason is? You guys have been giving up over 30 points the last couple games, and just simply playing good teams, or what can you guys do to get that correct?
Yeah, obviously there's plays that everybody wants to have back on every single aspect of the ball. Football is a complementary sport, so if as defense we get turnovers, we need to get more takeaways. Set our offense in spots to score. If our offense is in spots to score, they're holding on to the ball. There's more time of possession. Defense isn't on the field as long. It's all give and take. So as a whole football team, we all need to play better in specific aspects. And there's been plays left out on the field on offense, defense, and special teams.
Who's your Heisman?
Huh?
Any thoughts on the Heisman?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, man. Or the Badger defense, I think they're first in the country and everything.
Give it to the whole defense.
Yeah. I mean, the Heisman should be it shouldn't just be a quarterback award. Otherwise, they already have the quarterback award. So if it really goes to the best player in the country, there should be a lot more defensive guys on there because there's a lot of good defensive players the last 20 years that never sniffed it.
When Freddie said the other day he wanted you guys to become a team, do you think there's something missing there?
No, I mean, it's the process. I mean, I think as linebackers, we all went out to dinner on Monday night. Coach Al Holcomb, Alonzo Escalante, everybody went out to dinner, just had a good time. It takes time to build bonds, especially with new players, new coaches coming in the year, and you got to take active steps in that respect. And I think, especially speaking from the defensive side of the ball, like I've been to a couple barbecues, like people are hosting, and it just takes time to get to those things, and time to bond. And it's like if you just jump into a new media publication outlet, you're not going to be good friends with everybody right away. So I think that's the aspect, but NFL it's harder because there's so much turnover all the time, and the teams that can really do that are the ones that make it to the end.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to Ruth Chris Steakhouse downtown on the rookies.
Oh, they had to pay a big bill.
Yeah, everybody's got to. They did a good job though. It made us proud.